myself often wondered how to support animals, and through my communications with them, I think what I can do here is really share with you, what I've discovered about, like, through communication, what works when I'm trying to talk to them about it, and what in many ways doesn't work. And one of the things that's really clear from the animals when I'm explaining fireworks to them or the gunshots is that they really have no concept of it, as in like, what, even if we explain what they are, it's so unnatural to them. I think that's the biggest realization. So it's helped me change the way I communicate with them by understanding that fireworks, gunshots, and not to the degree with thunderstorms, but all of these, like, trucks, the kind of deep vibrating sounds, it's just not natural. So when we come from that place, we can then appreciate that we've got to be different in the way we communicate to them about it. Because otherwise we'll be trying to explain to them things like, it won't last forever, nothing's going to hurt you. I think that's probably the thing we want to say to them all the time. Don't worry, it's okay. Now, I've also learned that just to say to them, don't worry, it's okay, really doesn't help, because that confuses them more, because their instinct is to say it's danger. And also, we go back to, which ties in with what we spoke about in the last session, was looking at your own, and I don't mean you have to not be stressed about fireworks. I think it's kind of almost, difficult to pinpoint that just because you're stressed, they're stressed. But it's more to do with, how do you view fireworks? So forget the impact of the sound. What are your own triggers when you hear fireworks? Same with storm. Now, some of us can be frightened of storm from childhood, for example. Okay, so here we are wanting to say to our animal, it's fine, don't worry, you're safe. Yet we hold, likely when it comes to fireworks, anger, detest, nuisance, and it hurts, because the way that you're describing it, Geeta, with, the construction of your house, where it lets in, like, in the middle of a war zone. So again, I really believe that when it's not happening, these are the things you can share with your animals about. So this really ties in with what we spoke about in the last session, that we are honest with them about how we feel and how we experience either fireworks, thunderstorms, gunshots, any of those things that we are observing our animals get scared about. We start off by sharing with them how it affects us, how we feel about it, because then you'll also connect in with almost the depth, perhaps, of either the anger that you feel or the fear that you feel, because we carry all of that in the energy. And then we're trying to help our animals with something that we hold fear with. So I don't know at this stage, kind of from my own personal experience, is it because I'm not afraid of fireworks that my dogs aren't? It's more likely that I don't have it right at my door, because that would affect me. And over a period of time, I would get stressed with it. With gunshots, now, I do know that my childhood in Malaysia, when it's Chinese New Year, they would like have these, they're not just like fireworks, they're like gunshot crackers. They're so loud. It used to frighten me so much. So I also wonder, because I am afraid of, like, gunshots, even though I know they won't harm me. Logic tells me they won't. But there's a part of me that almost ducks every time I hear a gunshot, So I've learned to explain that to Donnie, that's the impact it has on me. But because I'm able to be logical about it, because I'm able to because it's a human creation, I kind of get it that there's shooting seasons. But then you see, I also add to tap into my upset that the gunshots are related to, guess what? The killing of animals. So I carry all of that with me. So when Donnie bolts because of the gunshot, there is an element that he is using the information that I'm carrying, about it, around that. So can you see where I'm coming from? So therefore, my communication needs to start from a place of great honesty by, first of all, really saying to them and confirming, this is totally unnatural. This is human made, and therefore some animals are blessed by not being reactive to it, but those that are, there's almost like, I can't tell you it's okay. I do need to communicate to find out what your specific emotions are, and then seeing how I can manage those emotions for you in that time. But again, really looking at the recovery. How can I get you to recover quicker? Okay. So any thoughts so far?